Life is like the dining hall. See, lots of options, crammed with people, and one single endless line of hungry students. Now, since my arrival here in grade 7, I always stuck with the safest option during lunchtime, which is lining up at the very end of the line. So from 12 o'clock to 12:30, I'd line up in the same massive line until I entered the serving area. I'd wait and wait, maybe check my phone a little bit. Well, not anymore, because the new rules. But suddenly, I'd realize I lined up at the sandwich bar the entire time. And even worse, there's a significantly shorter line to my right at the hot food section. So after half an hour of mindless waiting, I wondered, why did I wait for 30 minutes for food that I didn't even like? So ashamed, I proceeded to tell the Sodexo lady my weird mix of ingredients for my sandwich. It was like ham, onion, and eggs or something, either turkey or ham. I still can't tell the difference. But after getting my sandwich and eating my fine dining meal, I didn't really enjoy it. It was good, but just not for me. Nonetheless, I realized the situation I was mindlessly put into. I followed the massive line of people, regardless of where it took me, and ordered my sandwich, even with acknowledgement that I didn't want one. Just curious, can we all raise our hands if something like this has happened before? Because I don't know if I'm the only one. Okay, a few of you. Okay, cool. But still, it's important to ask, why did you stay in the line? Did you check what you're actually in line for? So just a quick introduction about myself. I hope everyone's having a good morning. You might know me for sending a bunch of emails that you might ignore. I'm the College House Prefect. I'm Alex Ning. I believe the main influence for me staying in the line was because everyone else stayed in that line. But were we all lining up for sandwiches? Or did we all collectively mistake what the line was for? See, countless of us, including myself, mindlessly follow these expectations without even noticing. We don't even consider that other options may exist. See, I never wanted the sandwiches. I mean, after spending some time looking around, I noticed, hey, there's a really nice potato soup today. Or, hey, the hot food section has some really nice burgers I might want. Or, the salads, the salads are there, right? So, but this random discovery I got back in 7th grade reminded me of us and how we mindlessly follow a lot of these paths and lines without thinking. We attend the classes we're told will give us good grades or good credits. We apply to universities without acknowledging if it really is our best fit. We overstudy for these calculus tests that we're told will change our lives. And finally, most seriously of all, we follow lunch lines that lead to nowhere. Now, being in an environment surrounded by several studious, hardworking students, we tend to develop this unhealthy, subconscious mindset that the only way to succeed is to, grind studying, work like crazy, and pray for an acceptance at a university. And although this isn't the direct purpose of Appleby, this is a stereotype that nonetheless exists. Today, I'll discuss and elaborate on one very simple message. And although the topic is boring, it's something I'm deeply passionate about, which is to take your own path and to not let other expectations guide you to some place you don't want to be. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I have some God-found wisdom or experience that none of you have had, nor that I'm so much better than you all, because I'm definitely 6 feet tall. But instead, I'm going to elaborate on something we've all spent countless hours in, which is the dining hall. And I will dissect an important lesson it can teach us. So after spending over 500 hours in the dining hall, yes, I did the math, surprisingly. So if I've been here 5 years, this is my 6th. Spent about 30 minutes in the dining hall a day. It's like 100 hours one school year times 5. If you're wondering, I have a 70 in AP Calculus right now. But after all this time in the dining hall, I started to think, how many other aspects of our lives are we subconsciously navigating? In what other moments of our academic lives have we mindlessly gone autopilot? To how I've observed myself, I've always been in the lunch line. I sought the familiar, the expected. I continued extracurriculars I hated. I'm still applying to universities today that I've never even heard of. I chose courses I never liked, like calculus. But what if we took a moment to look around and consider the other options available to us? Why can't we take a moment to look around and find the foods we actually like? This same experience I had mindlessly lining up for sandwiches can directly affect our personal lives. We always get caught up in a race for good grades, prestigious universities, maybe our family's expectations. But what if the key to fulfillment isn't following that weird bundle of people by the sandwich station every time? I'm obviously not suggesting all of us to fail tests or skip classes, although that would be funny, but rather to be aware of the choices we make and ensuring that these decisions resonate with what we're truly passionate about. Just like how I discovered my love for the dining hall potato soup, there's countless opportunities within our everyday lives that we overlook. Now, going back to myself stuck in the metaphorical lunch line, I never saw a problem with conforming to an academic life. I certainly didn't enjoy it, but until I discovered my passion, I recognized that true fulfillment for me lies in pursuing what I love and disregarding external expectations. At the start of my upper one year, I started a business. On November 17th, 2020, at 9:30 a.m., it was a Tuesday, I was in science class, period 1, arena basement. I was on one of the little stools, and my science teacher was teaching something about rocks. And I was, let's just say, maybe a little bit distracted. I made a YouTube channel, and I discovered my passion for making YouTube videos. So being an avid YouTube enthusiast since I was 5, I always dreamed of being a YouTuber. And until I was 14, I never explored that passion. I purposely avoided those temptations to start a YouTube channel because I told myself I needed to do more productive activities, like my French tutoring, or piano, or calculus. So even during my hours of producing videos, I'd still be thinking subconsciously with the mindset of, this is just temporary. Once I graduate, I'll end my channel, close my business, and go to university, like what Applebee's preparing me for. But the truth is, the moment I posted my first video that night, my view on how I perceived success and fulfillment changed. I didn't want to end my business. As the success of my channel grows stronger and stronger, the race for grades in university seemed less defining of what I was worth. Although I aspire to seek post-secondary education in the future, I found more joy and purpose in the videos I made, even if it certainly wasn't conventional. If I hadn't started my channel, I wouldn't have had the chance to meet hundreds of amazing people, travel to different conventions, and just overall be a more fulfilled person from my hard works. Now, what if right now we're missing hundreds of these opportunities? What if we're all standing in a lunch line, missing out on an interest or passion that we truly seek? Now, once again, although I've been lucky enough to seize a passion of mine, I'm absolutely not perfect in any realm. First of all, I'm not actually 6 feet. I'm 5'11", but I'm growing. But second of all, I'm still struggling to get out of the lunch line. And even today, I still put a lot of my self-worth onto those damn sandwiches. And I still have mounds of opportunities I have yet to conquer or even look towards. I still panic way too much over the results of assignments or tests, and just last week, I was worrying way too much over my UC applications. But something I find beautiful is our ever-growing journey of awareness. Today, we're given so many chances to pursue our interests, especially given our access to resources at Applebee. My hope is that we can grow to recognize that the lunch line is not the only path, and there are numerous unexplored paths that can lead to fulfillment and happiness that we aren't even aware of yet. And it's absolutely not easy. And I myself, like I said, have yet to even take a foot out of the lunch line yet. In fact, these habits and expectations will probably linger with us for the rest of our lives. But with simple steps, starting with recognizing different opportunities, we start our commitments to thrive in our own ways, exploring hidden opportunities. We're grateful enough to receive 12 years of schooling and supervision before our real obligations start emerging, and we should capitalize on this opportunity to grow our network of paths before our opportunities start to restrict. Majority of us have surpassed or are about to surpass the 25% mark of our lifespan, and with about 3,000 weeks remaining in our lives, there's no better opportunity to try new dishes than now. In my first chapel speech 4 years ago, I spoke about risk-taking and how there's no better way to grow and learn than to make mistakes, fail, and explore. And this is something I still heavily encourage and should be coupled with my message today of exploring your own paths. We shouldn't fear the unexpected that these new dishes might present to us. We spend enough time worrying about other useless things, like if people will judge us or if things won't turn out successful. But just like how we try new foods and dishes with a positive attitude and open mind, shouldn't we make our experience of trying new things the same way? I want one thing for us to all take away, which is to take the first step towards the dish of our choice in the dining hall, the food that you really want. As we all stand coordinated in a line in front of the sandwich station, well, it's less of a line, it's more like a blob. I want us all to take a simple lunge towards what we truly seek in a world filled with unique soups, foods, drinks, desserts, and salads. Some of us may crave a new sport we have yet to try, representing the international station, or an independent social justice movement we aim to announce, maybe representing the coffee station. Or if you think you might enjoy something like, I don't know, coding, that's like that weird lemon ginger honey tap at the side, which honestly is not that bad. We need to start by acknowledging how many options we're given. Now, I think it would only be fitting if I end by requesting all of you today at the dining hall, and hopefully for the rest of the school year, can we please collectively agree to make 3 separate lines at the dining hall, 1 for sandwiches, 1 for international food, and 1 for the hot food section. Let's explore our own personal metaphorical lunch lines, but let's keep the dining hall accessible to everyone, all right? Please rise for hymn number 589.